Welcome back to Seduce Me. If I sound so fucking sarcastic and so fucking done with life, it's because I am. If I am not very hyped up, it's because I am watching my audio level peaking. I have realized that, well, if I don't peak my microphone, I should be fine. So I'm gonna have to watch it. It was either get the audio to work shitty and have a face cam, or get no face cam and have okay audio that's not gonna peak out so I can scream and stuff, so it's funny. But I couldn't have both worlds, so I couldn't have my cake and eat it as well, so to speak. I know it's fucking frustrating to maybe you, but it pisses me off as well. So this is the tone that I will have for this whole video. So if you are going to be killed by sarcasm, I would suggest clicking off now, because this whole video is going to sound like I am being the worst sarcastic asshole I've ever been. I don't remember exactly where we left off. We have gotten 2 endings. One with great audio, and one with shitty audio that I uploaded anyway because I wanted to. So we're going to do different decisions this time, and I chose to not go out with my friends. And I had to start recording this because I started playing it offline. So I'm gonna show you guys. So we chose to go out in the garden with James because we're trying to get that ending. I'm gonna skip a lot of this bullshit because I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, so James is gonna teach us how to fucking water a plant. I don't know why I laughed, but I think it's fucking funny. James, I can't even read it, I'm so fucking done. James gave me a small smirk before walking over and standing behind me. I instantly blushed as he brought his arms underneath mine, guiding the watering can. The water gently poured over the dirt, sinking into it and dissolving into the roots. For some reason, those 3 words echoed in my head. Oh my god. James continued to guide my watering can, using gentle hands and led my arms and my body. It was almost like a dance. Eventually, he let go and stepped away from me. I turned to him as he simply smiled at me before returning to his work. I felt my face with my hand, feeling extreme warmth before shaking my head and continuing to watering the remaining plants. I hope you all are happy, because I'm fucking happy. And if you're not, then you can fucking leave. Skip. To be honest, no. Oh, wait, I can't skip this. Oh, shit. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit all.
Do you have college plans?
What do you think will happen with the company now?
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
Do you think the company should expand?
Skip. Skip again.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Skip. Go back. Oh wait, I can't go back. Sorry. All this bullshit. Fuck off.
Whoa!
Oh wait,
Whoa.
I haven't done this before.
Out of her cage. What is this? A reverse harem or something?
I got an achievement. I pressed went too far forward.
A quick one. I'm liking you more and more.
Fuck.
Back off, Malix!
Don't start acting tough, you pathetic excuse of a demon. You need more protection than her.
Shut up!
Oh, did I make little Matthew cry? Why don't you just grow a pair?
Enough, Malix.
Since when did you get the guts to speak out of place?
I know I'm skipping a lot because I played through this part before. And you already know what's happening.
We both know you've never controlled me. I want them dead just like you do. But now's not the time.
Where's my remote? I want to turn it down, that way people don't get pissy when the audio plays through the microphone.
Fuck off! I know what I'm doing.
Do you? Even if you did fight them, there's 5 against 2. We never win.
Shut up!
Let's go, Melix! We're wasting our time!
Oh, we can skip. Fuck you all. Make some coffee. I never read this before. Oh, I should probably read.
No shit.
I get out of bed and make my way to the kitchen, unconcerned that I was in my pajama pants and tank top, rummaged in the cabinets for a coffee machine and makings of coffee. Surely my grandfather had some. A French press. Well, it's better than nothing. I began to make coffee, checking my email and texts on my phone. No new important emails, no new texts. I sighed, quickly made my coffee just how I like it, and sat on the counter like a badass. But then, I began to wonder. Would this happen every day? I let the question linger in my mind. For a whole morning, I did not think for once about the boys or Malix. How? Everything was peaceful. Everything was average. Nothing magical or dangerous or unusual. I simply drank my coffee as I let the thought marinate in the back of my mind. I returned to my bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under the covers, trying to sleep again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday. Nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes. Back to sleep. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept much longer. Hey. Well,
good morning.
We apologize.
We apologize if we woke you up.
Oh yeah, they talk. Never mind, I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I've been awake for a while now. I'm sorry I interrupted.
It's quite alright. We needed to stop anyway. We don't want to overwork Sam.
Oh, come on, I can handle more than those pity punches.
Your mind seems grateful that we've stopped.
Shut up, Damien.
Oh crap, we should probably make some lunch. I'm sure you're starving.
I can handle lunch if you like. You all seem to be very busy training to beat Malix. I'll take care of it today.
Whoa, seriously?
Why is that a surprise to you? Yeah, why not? I'm not useless. I know how to cook and do other stuff too.
Well, no, I wasn't insinuating.
What he means to say is that we'd be really grateful if you could make lunch today.
I can't even hear them. I have to know when the audio stops so I can know when to talk. Bucket, simple chicken and rice, man. I took my time making almost perfect chicken breast along some rice. Cooking wasn't hard unless you didn't know what you were doing in the first place. Yeah, I know that feeling. She places the food on the counter. Find one of the incubi. We found one! Holy crap! Oh my god! Okay. I know exactly how this game goes now. I'm so done. I know exactly how this game goes now. Oh crap, we've never done this before. I'm trying so hard to not scream so fucking loud because I know the microphone will peek out, but I'm so fucking happy. I found James in the library, sitting on one of the comfy leather seats reading a book. As I stepped in, James looked up for me before closing the book and standing.
Oh, hello.
What the fuck am I doing? Hi, James. I got lunch for you.
That is very kind of you. Thank you.
Oh crap, we're not clicking on it. James took his food and sat back down, placing the book he was reading on the table in front of him and setting the dish on his lap.
I'm sorry. I should have asked you first before exploring the house and finding this room.
I don't give a fuck. Huh? Oh no, you're fine. Remember, you live here too, so any room besides mine is free to be in. Bow chicka bow wow. Oh, shut up.
Still, you're the master of the house. I should have asked.
It's fine, really. James nodded at me with an understanding smile before eating his food. I followed along and ate with him, taking the open chair beside him. We ate in silence, listening to the ambience in the room. Soon, however, I began to feel a little restless. Oh shit. I look over there a lot because I'm checking the audio. Check it out. I put my food down on the table and lifted the book to examine it. Love and romance is oh my god! I don't even care anymore. Do you guys know what Love and Romance, a study of intimacy is? Love and Romance is another visual novel by Michaela Laws. Guys, look. It's a titty. Holy crap. That game, Love and Romance, is such a good game. It's got, like, of course it's for 18 and up, but I played through it. It is so fucking good, but it's a lot. I'll say that. It's a fun game. Fucking fit. And in Love and Romance, they made a play to this. Like, I've always wanted to write a story about a girl who meets these 5 guys and they are demons or something like that. That's fucking funny. James let out a small nervous cough before he stopped eating and placed his food on the table.
Demons and humans are very different when it comes to affairs of the heart. I merely wanted to try learning a little more while I had the chance. I found that while I was looking around the room and had only just begun reading.
Wait, why would my grandfather have that kind of book? Love is different to demons? How so? James smiled before crossing his legs, getting comfortable with the small lecture he was about to give me. He was about to give.
Love isn't just a human emotion, miss. Demons like us feel them too. In fact, incubi and succubi feel emotions the most because of our link to sexual energy. However, we don't really experience love. We know of lust and passion.
Sad. But passion drives love.
For humans, yes. For demons, it fuels our need to breed and increase the strength of our lineage as well as quells the hunger we have for sexual energy. It's very hard for us to develop feelings from passion, despite how easy it may logically seem.
This doesn't seem easy at all. Your hunger for energy? I could tell I struck a nerve with James as I mentioned the word hunger. His arm twitched, obviously wanting to do something other than remain on the armrest of his chair. He continued speaking regardless.
Sexual energy is our natural food source and is one of 2 ways to keep us alive. In the abyssal planes, there are many demons to feed off of who are always willing to give their energy up, so sexual hunger is never an issue. In the human world, however, we've come to realize that getting energy is a little more difficult.
A little bit. You can't just touch a human for their energy like you all did with me.
That only gives us so much. A touch is merely a taste, while intimate sex is a banquet for us.
Bow chicka bow wow. Tucker, shut up.
I guess that was true. Humans weren't all about sex and were probably a lot more conservative than demons, at least. It would be hard to gain sexual energy from humans without doing something to them or catching them in the right mood.
This is why we have a mind-altering ability to convince humans to give in to their desires. It's not 100% effective, but it gives us a better possibility to get what we need.
What if you don't feed on sexual energy? What's the other ways to stay alive?
Food, typically. However, we're weak without actual sexual energy. Without sexual energy, we become less than human. We have no power nor moral consciousness. We basically start to become unfriendly.
Are you hungry now? James didn't reply. He simply stared at me, unable to answer. However, I could tell that he was. He was clutching his armrest tightly, digging his fingers into the leather. I gently leaned closer to him from my chair and reached out and brushed my fingers over his hand. What am I doing? What am I doing? If you really need energy, I'll help a little. No sex, but enough to stop the hunger, okay? Once again, I was greeted with silence from James. He seemed very nervous and uncertain about what to do. Now that the approval was there, he was almost frozen from my touch, softly and barely twitching at the feel of my skin against his. I could feel his hand grip the armrest harder. I can't read. I can't read. I'm flustered. I don't even know. I'm trying my hardest just to keep my voice down, just so I don't fucking pick up the fuck the microphone. Oh, okay, shh. Don't scream, don't scream. Get yourself together.
This girl has issues.
A small feeling of boldness then ran through my body, forcing me to cover his hand completely with my own before leaning nose to nose with James in seriousness. Alter my mind if you're concerned about me. I really do want to help you out. All of a sudden I felt something in my mind snap and ooze into the warm, fluffy feeling I felt before with Sam and Eric. Oh great, he used his mind. He used his... Can't read. I felt my body slightly heat up as James released the armrest and gently took my wrist. He gently pulled me out of my chair and onto his lap. Jesus Christ. James, you're my kind of dude. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Having me straddle him with my thighs. How else do you straddle people? He stared deep into my eyes, his own glowing in hunger that I never would have expected to see from him. A yawn. Either that or sneeze or cough. It's a yawn.
I won't go overboard.
Oh my god, this is why I put the over 18 shit. He won't go overboard. Before I knew it, his lips were pressed hard against mine. My head began pulling to his by his hand on the back of my neck. That's almost on your ass, girl. Get it right. I gently moved my hands to his shoulders and his chest, melting into his lap and enjoying every feeling that ran through my body. God damn it. I have to read it.
No shit, Sherlock.
That's just the rules, man. I've read all the dialogue. I felt hot, desperate, and in the need for more than just his kiss. On the wall, I'm like, we're gonna get laid. Because we haven't gotten laid in the times we played this. We haven't gotten laid once. And that's not what we're trying to do. But if it's in the game, we're gonna fucking do it. We're gonna make sure we get all these endings. One of my hands slid up his neck into his hair as James lowered his kisses to my neck, gently groaning against my skin. I couldn't help it but let out a small whimper of pleasure before reaching up and covering my mouth. I didn't want the others to hear me, and I was positive neither did James. James lowered his free hand to my lower back, pulling my body against his. God. She's lucky. I felt my energy slowly draining, causing me to cuddle closer to James and causing James's hold on me. He lowered his hands to my waist, squeezing it as tight as his tongue ravished my neck. His hand was on the back of my neck, however, it gently came around and held on the tail of my bow. I sucked in a breath, but James didn't pull it to untie the bow. My brain's melting. It's gonna come out my ears in a minute. James lifted his lips from my neck and gently leaned his forehead to mine, rubbing his nose with me. His gentle breathing fast, softly red in the face, and as deep into the moment as I was.
I won't go any further if you don't want me to.
Oh! We can fucking get laid, guys! Do I have to censor this? I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Damn, girl, he's good. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to get any more. Oh, fuck, what is this decision? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Can we save? Go back. This whole video is just gonna be a makeout session with James. This is all it's gonna be. Fuck it, keep going. Fuck it, man. If we're not gonna do anything, I always said it before. Like, rewind a couple minutes and say, hey, we're trying to get late, because if it's in there, we're gonna do it. So we have to fucking do it. I opened the opportunity, and I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more, and I was going to let him keep going. His promise not to go far, but that wasn't far enough for me. I gently leaned in and kissed him, giving him a silent approval to keep going. 'Cause consent is good. That's a message from me. Always consent. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow. What? Okay, I never understood that. Why is she always wearing a fucking bow? And she never changes outfits. Anyway, letting it follow his hand off from around my neck. He moved the ribbon to the empty seat before gently unbuttoning the top half of my blouse, going no lower than above my stomach. The desire in my body drove me to move the sleeves of my shirt down my arms, escaping from it and letting the shirt hang around my belly. I don't even know. I don't know. As he began to ravish my neck and shoulders in hot kisses, I leaned my head back and letting the pleasurable sigh escape my lips. I can't tell if she's wearing a onesie or not, but she's not. The pull of my body from him draining my energy had slowly, immensely, almost completely stopped. However, James kept touching and kissing me regardless. He was full, but he was as hot as I was, and kept loving on my skin and on me. I couldn't even comprehend how much time we had spent making out, 'cause it's been a while now. I was so lost in the pleasure that I didn't care. Call it sinful, but I didn't care. Of course you don't care, girl. Who cares? Fuck that. You're having a time of your life. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything at that moment. Even as he lowered his kisses down my chest, just above my bra. Bra. That's awful. Hi. If you don't know I'm saying hi to, don't worry. My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about James drew me to him like a moth to a flame. I've never seen a moth go to a flame, but I've seen it go into a lot of lights. I didn't know if it was his aura or superiority or his gentle smile, but something made my heart quicken for him. It couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust. It's his powers. I don't think so. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know how anything works. What was it? That was quick. However, I began to feel dizzy, seeing the ceiling start to spin almost wildly. I gripped onto James's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop, but my mind faded to black before I could even let out another sound. How fucking annoying. We were about to get laid, man. I felt good. I didn't care that I was blacked out. I felt warm and fuzzy in the darkness. I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. And I just wanted to awaken, hopefully in a good way. My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting to the sight around me. I felt a familiar silk underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders. I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently in healing. However, when I looked down at my body, I saw that my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing happened between me and James. I was just missing my ribbon. But you don't need it. Before I turned to get out of bed, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. It was tied in a nice bow around a red rose that was freshly bloomed with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
I apologize for indulging myself as I did. I hope that you will not dislike me when you awaken.
James is in the top. Well, there's only 4 of them, right? So he's in the top, but there's 7 of them. You can follow with 7 people. No, 8. James, Eric, Matthew, Sam, and Damien. Those are the 5 incubi. There's 1 succubus. That's Diana. And then we have the two girls we can fall in love with. And then there's that other guy. Who's at the bottom. James is like my favorite character so far. My favorite endings go Diana, Suzu, and then that's it, because that's all I've forgotten so far. Wait, no, yeah, that's all I've forgotten so far. The good endings. I stared at the note, unbelieving what I had read. Why would I dislike him? I let it happen, and I enjoyed it. It was cute, though, to imagine him asking me to forgive him for something we both did and enjoyed. I brought the rose to my nose and gently inhaled the soft fragrance. I indulged myself too, James. She probably like a waterfall. I looked at the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Just missing 5:30. Yikes, 4 hours to be knocked out and I still feel tired? Yeah, because you just got your fucking energy drained, girl. It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. Let me play through this already. And then we can skip this bullshit. Oh shit, we've never done this. There's a whole thing. I panicked. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs toward the kitchen. As I entered the dining room, I saw a plate with eggs, toast, and bacon sitting on the table. A fresh steaming cup of coffee. I sat next to the plate with sugar and creamer on the side. Are we gonna go? Okay, good. I walked to the table and couldn't believe what I was seeing. Who made this? Who do you think? As I spoke aloud, a small red note caught my attention. Have a good day. Yours. My heart skipped a beat as I finished. I could tell it was from one of the boys. Maybe it was from him? I smiled before putting the note in my bag and eating up. I thought she ate the note. It must have been bad. The food was so delicious, I devoured every amazing bite. Kind of like you devoured James with every amazing kiss. I looked at the time again. Time to go. Skip. Okay. We one more for everyone. Before I could reach the handle of the door. Somebody didn't proofread. Is that even a real thing? Before I could reach... Someone didn't proofread. Before I could reach the handle of the door, however, someone took my hand. Are we gonna go? Huh? Ah, it's Bay. I turned to see James, who was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face.
My name.
Your name?
My true name isn't James, miss. I want you to know my real name if something were to happen.
His name is James? Oh my god! What? What's your real name? Oh, there's some shit going down. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You have a problem.
His true name? What did he mean? What do you mean? Why was he telling me this now? James gently pulled me to him and leaned closer and whispered in my ear.
My name is Raystro.
Raystro. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memories. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it. Raystro pulled away and smiled at me, despite still carrying his wary eyes.
If you're in any danger, call my name. I promise that I'll come and help you.
I stared up at James, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. James smiled before kissing my hand and heading into the dining room. Something told me that his name would be used eventually. Foreshadowing. And right on cue, Naomi and Susan's gates waved me down. We can skip this. Ah! Get her! I've had enough. We beat the shit out of this girl. I felt adrenaline rush in my body, so I pounced off the ground and rushed at Lisette. We're gonna beat the shit out of her! Oh shit, we're gonna get in trouble, aren't we? Fuck it, it's a video game. I was not going to be the only one who scrapes this time. I tackled Lisette to the ground, swiping and slapping her innocent face. She screamed in fright before trying to push me off and block my attacks.
Holy shit! Anderson!
I'll beat the shit out of this girl. I'm having fun.
Stop it!
I wasn't listening anymore. I wasn't listening anymore. I let my carnal need to get revenge take over as I began to pull Lisette's hair to get back and aim her face with my free hand. I've had enough of the bullying, the wounds, the insults. All of that was going to burn the past. I scraped my nails and hand across Lisette's face over and over. Girls are the dirtiest fighters ever. Like, they will rip the shit out of you. Guys, like, one hit KO, they're done. Whatever. They're men. But girls, like, they get knocked out and they continue to beat the shit out of a girl. And they got rings on too, so fucking punch you and your face gets cut up. My rebellion would be the mark of her pretty face for all to see. Lisette pushed me off and scrambled to her feet, both panicked and angry at the same time. Her emotion was nowhere close to the anger I was feeling.
Are you crazy? What the hell?
I stood up slowly, glaring daggers into Lisette's soul shot through her eyes. I must have had some sort of monster behind me, or maybe I looked like a monster myself. But the gaggle of girls, Lisette, and even my friends had a look of pure terror on their face. I've had enough of you, Lisette. You obviously won't stop unless I fight back. Well, guess what? You're gonna get it. We fucking tackled her again. I charged Lisette a second time, shoving her hard against the lockers. She let out a yelp of pain as she smacked the back of her head against the metal behind her before glaring and shoving me back. I stumbled back. Lisette raised her hands, ready to fight. There's a teacher.
Then come on, Anderson.
Oh.
Show me what you've got. I bet it's not much.
This bitch has her stomach showing. Bitch, I could just freaking glare into you with my fucking nails. Fucking dumb. I felt myself snarl in anger before raising my own fist, remembering my taekwondo. Oh yeah, she's taekwondo. I quickly snapped onto one leg and raised a leg and get a swift kick at her, but she blocked with her arm instead toward me and jab at me. She had training, no surprise. I didn't care at the moment. What are my friends doing? Just keep fighting dirty. I want to see more. I want to hear about more girls punching each other in the head. I bent back away from the incoming jab, reestablishing my balance as I placed both of my feet on the floor. Lisette threw a jab upon jab at me, forcing me to block my torso and face with my arms and hands. I hit Lisette and I exchanged and defending blows at each other. It was indeed more than just a cat fight. It was a vengeful duel. Where are the teachers? If this shit happened at my school, like, bitch, it'd be over. Like, one or two punches and then over. There's fights every day in school, though, so I guess it's kind of different. In my mind, all I saw was Lisette, and all I wanted to do was make her stop as if that meant beating her down. And it had to be done. We eventually gained a small crowd of people, all silent but observing the fight. My anger intensified, and my hits became harder with each second that passed between us. I couldn't let her win. I couldn't let her win. I wouldn't let her win. What's James's name? I don't fucking remember. None of Lisette's girls dared to step in, apparently afraid of after seeing our skill and individual fighting styles. Suzu was held back by Naomi's arm, despite both of them wanting to help me. Suzu is a fighter. I knew it. They didn't wait long for it to end, though. Suddenly, Lisette was pulled away from me, and I was pushed against the lockers by a strong force. Lisette hit the lockers as well on the opposite side of the hallway, letting out a girly grunt of pain. I looked up to see my art teacher, Miss Gordon, holding me against the lockers with a surprised, serious concern on her face.
Miss Anderson, what are you doing?
Beating this bitch up. I looked to see Lisette being held back by Miss Phillips, starting to cry innocently. I knew what was going to come out of her mouth, so I tried to push Miss Gordon off and confront her. Miss Gordon, however, kept my arms wrapped around me, keeping me back.
Miss Anderson, get a hold of yourself!
Fuck you, bitch! I couldn't stop the angry tears running down my face as I shouted across the hallway. Lisette and Miss Phillips stared in shock at my screams, and Miss Gordon tightened her hold on me. Eventually, I lost my energy and began to weigh down on Miss Gordon's arms, letting my sadness take over and quench my anger with tears and swelling pain. I couldn't feel Miss Gordon hug me to her and keep me upright, and Lisette sniffled and confided with Miss Phillips.
I didn't do anything to her! She just attacked me all of a sudden.
Fuck you! You're a fucking liar!
That's a lie, Lisette. You tripped her on purpose. You've always been a snobby prick to us.
Yeah! Suzu's on my side.
Never! I gave my condolences about her grandfather's death. I try to keep everyone calm. Is that so wrong?
Yes.
You didn't even sound sincere. We know you were only pretending to be nice to spite us.
Yeah, fuck you.
Enough. Miss White, follow me to the dean's office.
Haha, fuck you, Lisette. Lisette followed, wiping her eyes in the frayed innocence she knew how to play up. I remained still in Miss Gordon's arms, unable to bring myself to fight to get at Lisette again. I had done my damage. The gaggle of Lisette's wannabes would make sure I became infamous around the school. I didn't care. I made my statement on Lisette's face and body. I wasn't afraid to do it again. We got a badass over here. You've all better watch out. Miss Gordon, however, wasn't done with me. Ah, fuck.
Come with me, sweetie.
Sweetie? I nodded and followed. My friends frowned as they watched me leave, but they headed to class without me. Aw. Miss Gordon had led me to an empty classroom which she had claimed as hers. It looked like all the other classrooms, but art posters lined the walls. Many students loved the room, but hated one thing: the mirror in the very back of the room. It was the one thing Miss Gordon loved to use against her students. With it, she was able to see who was using their phones and who was actually studying. Miss Gordon led me to the back of the room and sat me down in front of it.
What do you see?
Huh?
Tell me what you see.
I looked at the mirror and saw myself. My clothing was a little bit ruffled from the fight, but beyond that, I saw me. Nothing about me seemed different. Nothing about me seemed different than normal. I see myself.
All right. What else?
What else? I don't understand.
Do you know what I see?
No.
I see a brilliant woman who has been working her butt off to try and find herself. She just has a little bit of adversity in her way.
What does that have to do with what happened with Lisette?
Listen, don't think about Lisette right now. She's just another student who doesn't know what you're going through.
I stared at myself in the mirror, unable to tear my eyes away. She was right, but I still lingered on what happened with Lisette. I know Miss Gordon was only trying to help, but I couldn't fight the thoughts in my head. Miss Gordon gently rubbed my shoulders, snapping me from my thoughts. I looked up to see her smile down at me through the mirror.
You know, those were some pretty interesting moves. Taekwondo?
I love this teacher already. Yeah.
You'll have to show me one day.
Okay. I'll fight you too. I laughed as she hugged me gently.
Look, don't let Lisette get to you, okay? You have your own battles to face, and you can face them just fine. Instead of fighting Lisette, focus on your goals.
I looked up at her and nodded slightly. It was cliche to hear, but she was telling the truth. I needed to focus on myself first. She gave me a small pack of tissues and told me that she would handle Lisette. The fear about my family learning about this had quickly appeared had vanished when she promised to keep me out of it as much as she could.
Everything will be fine now. You're a good student, so I'll let you off with a severe warning. Just don't get into any more fights, okay? Now, head to class.
Fuck. Okay. This teacher's awesome. I like Miss Gordon. I nodded before heading to class. Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. Blah blah. A text from Dad.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad is picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
Yeah, haha, alright, yeah. Yeah, skip. Oh, yeah! Oh, shit. All of a sudden, a bright purple light engulfed the room, causing the devils around me to cover themselves.
What the?
Gusts of winds rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself and standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on, but the light continued to shine bright. As the gust slowly started to die, and the light began to fade, revealing James pointing a strange golden gun behind Malix's head. James?
It's alright now. I'm here.
Yeah. Sorry. Malix stared wide-eyed behind him, unsure of what to do. He had no time to react. In case James pulled the trigger, he was stuck, feeling the persistence of James' golden gun that was ready to lodge a bullet into his skull.
Well, it seems like I'll finally have your cooperation now. It took long enough.
You piece of demon shit! I could shoot you right now.
And what's stopping me from shooting you first? If you so much as flinch, I will pull this trigger and end you once and for all.
The remaining devils stare, trying to figure out what to do, to help Max or to watch in silence. Ares, however, never walked up beside me and crossed her arms as she watched it, with the amused smirk on her face. Max growled, obviously annoyed at the predicament he was in.
What is stopping you, pretty boy?
Just me wanting to do this.
With no hesitation, James quickly moved his gun and shot both of Max's hands. The gun dropped from Max's shot hand onto the ground as he knelt over in pain, holding his hands in his chest.
You son of a bitch!
Before Max could finish his sentence, James aimed the gun once again at Max's head, causing the devil to stop talking once again.
I didn't say you could speak. Do you want me to shoot you in the throat?
Oh, we all know how that ends. I stared at James in shock. Was he playing with Malix? He seemed to act like a cat poking a sharp claw at a wounded rat. It was warranted, but not what I expected of James at all.
No. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to get on your knees to beg for forgiveness. Or, the next bullet goes through your pathetic hellborn skull.
James gives no fucks. No fucks at all. Max hesitated, but eventually ended up on his knees. However, as he settled on the ground, Max wrapped his arms around James's leg and dug his teeth into it. I gasped, but remained still as I watched James aim and fire a shot into Malix's back. Malix released James' leg in shock, trembling now at the newfound pain. However, for some reason, Malix didn't fall over and die. He remained still, staring ahead of himself in pure shock and pain. I could only watch in silence as James lifted his leg out of Malix's embrace and kicked Malix to his side.
Disobedient until the very end, huh?
The air instantly went from frantic to still in energy. We could have been described in tones, as the color red quickly turned into deadly mix of purple and gold, and everything began to blend together all at once. I stared at James. I stare as James seemed to grow more menacing toward Malix. However, he quickly looked at me with a face of concern.
Please, forgive me for this.
I grew confused, but I wasn't allowed to think on it as James looked back down at Malix once again. James' eyes began to glow bright gold as James lifted Malix by the collar and pulled him off the ground.
It's high time you discovered the true power of demons.
James' voice had changed, sending a large shiver down my spine. His appearance also started to change, but before I could see clearly with what James was coming, my eyes were covered.
It's me. Don't look.
Fuck! Damien! You ruined it! I listened carefully and let the last 2 words linger in my head. Don't look. Why? What was being hidden from me? I wanted to know, but something told me to obey Damien's command. I could hear Nog struggling to get out of James' grasp at the rich, bright sound of magic being cast. I struggled with myself to obey Damien's words, blocked my arms to my side, and denied myself the chance to pull Damien's hands off my face.
Let me go! As you wish.
The sound of demonic screams and cries bellowed all of a sudden, causing me to tense up in Damien's hands. Max began to scream in agony, straining as if he was being pulled somewhere against his will. Max's voice began to trail out onto an echoey whisper as a magic sound and air consumed his cries. Soon enough, the cries and wisps of magic had stopped. Wisps, leaving the air silent as it could be. However, Damien didn't remove his hands.
Jeez, James. Haven't seen you use that trick since the intruder in Demon Castle. But you're losing your touch. You even lost your glamour spell.
It couldn't have been helped.
Glamour spell? What did he mean? What do you mean? Why did James sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
It's a spell that makes us look human.
I froze. Look human? They didn't look like human after all? What did they look like? I want to know.
Like demons.
As if Matthew knew what Damien was talking about, Max spoke up, followed by the sound of a cork popping out of a bottle.
Well, not for much longer. Here.
Thank you, Matthew.
I could hear the small clinking of the glass before hearing James guzzle down the liquid of some sort. The stiff feel of the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating that everything had been returned to normal. Finally, Damien moved his hands from my eyes, allowing me to see around me once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. Max was nowhere to be found. The boys, however, had gathered around me. All of them, including James, looked like nothing had happened. What just... I tried to speak, but everything zipped around my head as a whole event, and I felt like speaking wasn't possible.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
I could only nod. What had happened boggled my mind to the point of disbelief. I was second-guessing everything. I lost in the sea of what and how and when. As we walked out of the warehouse, I looked as James somehow formed a sigh that wasn't James had some form of sign. I looked at James for some sort of sign that I wasn't dreaming. James kept his eyes forward, unable to look at me. It was over. Max was gone and the boys were finally safe. Ah, shit. Do they have to leave now?
Finally, we can relax.
Oh no.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
Oh no, did we mess up again? Did we mess this up again? Come on.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
I looked at Damien knowing he could read my mind, and I frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, bed sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy from trying to figure out. However, Damien spoke up. Stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
No! Oh shit, we can't skip this! Holy shit, okay, we may have not fucked it up. The air became still with tension, then the realization of the situation had hit me like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had finally remembered their deal, and were now awaiting for me to decide their fate. I gulped face to face with reality of the situation. The boys were leaving it up to me. They looked like they were willing to accept whatever I had demanded. It was only fair, though, after all that had happened. Oh no. Oh god. Oh my god. Please, if they leave again, I fucking quit.
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
I'm gonna quit. I looked to James, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would I ask to stay? But would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. As if he knew what I wanted, as if he knew what I wanted, James moved and smiled at me, taking my hand and bringing it up to his lips for a kiss. He moved away, smiling at me, and spoke.
Miss, if I may be so forward. Despite the short time we've stayed here, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. That being said, would you allow us to stay here?
Fuck yes! Obviously! I want to scream so bad. I'm trying my hardest just to stay back. Fuck yeah. My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my... Why do I not have a fucking emoji?
I will never understand you, bitch.
My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boy stared at James wide-eyed, but didn't dare to speak out. James stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. We're gonna say yes. If they had left in the morning, I would never see them again in my life. Could I return to normal? If I did decide to let them go, they would have been the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They had done so much for me in a small amount of time. Let them stay. Duh. I wanted him to stay. I merely smiled, staring at the man that I had come to have feelings for before speaking at last. I would love it if you all could stay. The boys cheered tiredly, but nonetheless enthusiastically. I giggled at the sight. It was cute to see everyone so excited, despite the tiredness that ran equally through our bodies. Today was a rough day. Every day with these guys is a rough day, though. My home is your home as long as you can still help with the chores. The boys nodded in unison, agreeing to the terms I had set for them. Despite the good situation, I felt myself slowly slipping into unconsciousness. However, James quickly clapped his hands together, getting everyone's attention and waking me up, making sure I didn't pass out on the floor.
All right, everyone. We're all very tired, so let's head to bed, shall we?
Oh! Yeah, sleep is actually a thing. Right.
We've had a very long day, but it will be good to just relax tonight and tomorrow.
It's gonna be Tuesday tomorrow.
Sleep sounds really good right now.
The game's not over yet.
Yeah, man.
I watched and very happily smiled. My brain's gonna melt again. I watched a very happy smile grow onto James's lips. He shared my excitement knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about was that I would be with him. The others quickly left the room, quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and James alone at last. My heart fluttered. My brain is gonna die. It's committing suicide as we speak. My heart fluttered a bit as James walked closer to me, gently wrapping his arms around my form. I placed my hands onto his shoulders, leaning close.
You are an absolutely wonderful woman. I'm so happy that you let us stay here.
Damn it!
What did I do?
You broke her.
How?
We never talk about feelings.
I'm happy too, James. I stared up into his gaze, getting lost in him. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or the growing attachment to him, but I felt myself lean into James's body. It invited me to stay a while, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
No, it's fine. You did what you had to do. I understand. I had accepted everything while in James's warmth. It's a good place to accept it. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further. James nodded before kissing my forehead sweetly.
Come, let's get you to bed.
I nodded before James gently lifted me up in his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against James's chest, but eventually I was slowly lowered to the bed and covered with my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes, but I was too tired to strip or care. I looked to James, fighting a yawn from escaping me as I gently ran a hand over fighting a yawn from escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair.
Have sweet dreams. I'll prepare breakfast again for you in the morning.
I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. Why you let him leave the room? Boy, why'd you let him leave the room? What? This game's not over yet either. I know the game's not over yet. I'm so excited. So fucking excited. I want to see what happens. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. Sure, it would be hard, but I could tell that don't fucking yawn. But I could tell that I would be able to manage it. Help around the house and being with a man whom I slowly started to fall for would be worth it. I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let the sleep consume me and I drifted into the darkness of my mind. Eventually, everything was peaceful. I was happy. What?! That's an end?! Oh, come on, man! Excuse me?! Wait.
You are an interesting creature.
Okay! Whew. Whew. Oh my god. Oh my god. I almost started freaking out. I was about to, like, punch a bitch. I was about to lose it. God damn. My heart, man. I have goosebumps on my legs and, like, my arms. I'm like, that is not the ending. That can't be the ending. So it's not. Thank God. I knew it wasn't the end. With this again? I can't even skip. Either. I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
This is all new to me. I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. What was she gonna do? What was going on, and why was she here?
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let a smirk grew. She must have known and she let a smirk grow on her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, staring up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement. Who the hell are you and why are you in my room? The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana. Demon. You're a demon. Why is that concept so hard for this character to fucking grasp? She has ran into devils? She has ran into Lisette, for one. She has ran into incubi. She has heard magic going on when she was fighting, when the devil shit was happening. So, what the fuck? Is that concept so hard for you to fucking grasp? I want to punch this girl in the head sometimes.
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
Add succubus to the checklist of magical shit that has happened in this series. I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus. Great. I had met both genders of sex demon. I had met both genders of sex demons. Sounds like a lit night, man. Bow chicka bow wow. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty.
Thank you.
But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
Yeah, kinda. I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Oh, I just wanted to see who my competition was.
I totally forgot. Because James is the older brother, and he has to marry Diana so that the two kingdoms can live in harmony. Fifth harmony. They have to get married. I'm her competition. Competition?
For the boys, of course. They don't belong here, and yet here they remain. I want to know why, and remedy this little issue.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna die. This girl was seriously pissing me off. Issue? What issue? They want to stay here, so they can.
Silly, uneducated human. You don't understand the important roles these boys play in the abyssal planes. You keeping them here is practically imprisonment.
To what laws? You have about 10 seconds to leave. About. Like maybe 10.5.
Is that a threat? How cute. What are you going to do? Kill me?
And if I do? Yeah, seriously, what if I kill you?
You barely have the strength to stand, little human. I can rip the rest of your energy out and knock you into a coma. You'll never be able to wake up again.
Can you do that to me and not my character? Because I just need that right now. I just want to go to bed. Touch me and I'll...
Enjoy every minute of it.
Shut up.
I can't. I love Diana so much. I felt my body freeze and heat up to almost a painful haze. My mind began to feel fuzzy as Diana stepped to me and caressed my cheek.
Now, you're going to listen to everything I say without any questions. Got it?
I nodded.
Good. I plan to bring the boys back to the abyssal planes. Why? So that I can take my place as queen of their realm. They have no reason to be here in this silly little world, so I'm going to make sure they return home. Okay, Pumpkin?
I nodded but growled. My rage couldn't be concealed despite the hold I was under. You evil bitch. A sexy bitch.
Call me evil all you want, dearie. I'm not evil. You're just in my way.
I felt Diana lean into my ear and whisper, making me unconsciously shiver in both pleasure and annoyance.
Now, be a good little human and go to bed. I'll make sure they're gone before you get home tomorrow from school, so make sure to say goodbye in the morning.
Fuck you! I felt my body move on its own and lay in bed and cover itself with my bed sheets. I glared at Diana the entire way down. Diana laughed at my fertility. I'll get you in bed. Can't help it.
Oh, please do.
I don't know whether to be scared or to be... All of a sudden her voice deepened and became cold and demonic, sending a violent scared shiver down my spine. Her red eyes practically illuminated in the darkness of my room as she glared at me.
Give me a reason to make your life a living hell.
Fuck. Fuck my life. I gritted my teeth trying to fight back against the hold on me. She couldn't have been that tough. She needed energy to survive, right? I was sure she couldn't have had enough to hold me down forever. Diana then laughed and returned to normal.
Oh, and make sure you don't tell the boys I was here. I want my visit to be a surprise.
I felt the hold on me disappear, allowing me to sit up and practically growl at Diana in rage. What's stopping me?
You must not care about your friends and family as much as you care for the boys.
I stopped and stared. What did she mean by that? Was that a threat to my family? Diana smirked at me, knowing the confusion behind my eyes.
Let's just say that if you tell the boys about me, I'll make sure that no one will care for you, and you'll be all alone in this little house until the day you die.
Oh shit. That is some cold-hearted bitch shit. Oh my god. I would hate that. Like, I stay at my house all the time, 24/7, because I never leave. But I think about it, and I would fucking hate that. The idea of that. I didn't know Diana could be so cruel. She was so nice. The word demon reverberated in my head, reminding me that I was facing off against something supernatural. A human with a shield versus a devil with one. A human with a shield versus a devil was one thing, but a human on her own versus a demon was another.
Have a good night.
Can't be mad at her. Just, I mean, she just went into the floor. Like, like, everyone else just flies off the screen, but she just went into the floor. Like, whoop, bye! And with that, Diana sank into the floor with a magic purple pentagram, which disappeared as her head vanished into the floor. Imagine if it stopped at her neck. I couldn't believe it. I had one problem, and now I had one problem, and now I had another. Instead of a crazy psycho devil who wanted to kill me and the boys, I had a succubus waiting to ruin my life and take the boys away from me. And take the boys away. Could my life get any worse? Wait until you hear about Suzu. Now, no, I wasn't going to let her win. She's not as powerful as she looks. I know it. I had to mentally confirm it. She wasn't going to win. The boys wanted The boys wanted to stay with me. I let out a sigh before closing my eyes, affirming my plan of action. No matter what she was going to do, I was going to beat her. Eventually, morning arrived, and the sun screamed at me to get up. Surprisingly, I woke up with my alarm once again, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. She expected me to say goodbye to the boys. I would say good morning, and I will see them when I come back. No way am I gonna say goodbye. I scooped my bag and headed downstairs to the dining room, seeing the boys already eating the delicious select of food. The smell made my stomach growl wildly, as the sight of the food drew me to walk further into the room.
Good morning, miss. Did you sleep well?
No, bitch. This giant succubus came into my room, flirted with me, and told me she was gonna fucking kill everybody I love. Before I could lie, hiding the incident in the back of my mind, Damien furrowed his eyebrows and stopped eating.
She's here.
I didn't tell them. So I win, right? The boys looked to Damien in confusion while I cursed his ability silently in my mouth.
Damien, what's up with you? Of course she's here. She kinda owns the house.
Oh my god. That ignorance is just so funny. I love you, Matthew. You're just great. Damien looked at me, waiting for me to explain for him. However, the threats that Diana gave me last night warned me to keep my mouth shut. Fuck it. Damien pressed his lips together into a fine line. The other boys looked at me with raised eyebrows. A girl named Diana came by last night.
Diana? Is she important?
Did she try to hurt you?
She's a succubus. The single word made the boys stop and stare at me. I looked at each boy, unsure what was going through their minds. Should I have avoided it? Probably.
So, she's come to try and bring us back.
She must really be desperate.
Holy shit. Did he just say that? Whew. She killed my grandfather after all, so, I mean, she's desperate.
Well, what should we do now?
Fucking chop her head off.
Nothing. She'll give up eventually.
Will she?
The boys continued to look at me as if they knew the answer to that question. Damn it, Damien. She said if I told you, she'd make my life a living hell. She couldn't possibly do that, right? She's not a devil.
No, she isn't. However, she is a very powerful demon.
She's a master of mind manipulation and has been trained in illusion. Unlike other demons who use strength to get power, she uses her charisma.
Which is why my first playthrough, she fucking took me and just charismatically just turned me gay, honestly. The character, not me myself.
She has the power to make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. That's why she's so obsessed with us.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, she sorta has family ties to us. She was promised to marry one of us in exchange for more power.
James, you want to tell me something?
She's just some whacked up hussy who doesn't know how to close her legs. She's not a real threat.
Holy shit! They're totally laying into her. Oh my god.
Oh, really? I feel insulted.
I can't. I'm gonna die. Nope. No. No. Stop. No. the boys and I looked around the room, wondering where the voice came from. I felt a cold sweat run down the back of my neck in fear, remembering what kind of power she had. They all squished together, and then she just appears. Hey, babe. 2 bays in one room, man. I'm like, it's like when the main chick rolls up on a side chick, or my main dude, or when my side bae rolled up on my main guy. I'm screwed, man. At last, we saw Diana by the entrance of the kitchen. She juggled a single red apple in her hand as she leaned against the archway. The boys quickly surrounded me, glaring at the intruder.
So, you took up a human name as well.
Beautiful name, isn't it? Well, for a human name, anyway.
What the hell do you want?
To bring you back, of course. However, you weren't supposed to know that I was coming. I completely forgot about that little mind-reading ability. My mistake.
Yeah, it is. Because I didn't understand. Diana pushed off from the archway and walked toward us, making the boys step closer to me in a protective circle. Diana laughed.
My. What has the world come to? A group of demons protecting a human girl? I'll tell you right now, she's not that pretty. And from what I can tell, she's still a virgin.
So what? What does that fucking matter? Does that fucking... Who cares? My face grew red in complete anger and embarrassment. How dare she? Yeah, really, Diana, how dare you let out my secret? Just because I don't open my legs for every single hussy that rolls through doesn't mean you have to fucking be rude. I still love you, though. Oh, hell no. Just stay quiet. Stay quiet. Don't say anything. Diana chuckled and smirked at me, knowing that I wanted to hit her, but I had to control myself. Yeah, she's not Lisette. I can't just fucking punch her in the tit.
Such control you have, human. You know your place very well.
You're making it very hard to love you. I didn't control the growl that escaped my throat, however.
Well, will you all change your minds? I assure you, it's for the greater good.
Fuck you. I mean that in both ways. I expected the boys to say no, but what I heard was complete silence. None of the boys replied to Diana, which made me both nervous and fearful as to why. Diana leaned her head back a bit, surprised for a different reason.
No. Well, I see.
This is the most characters I've seen on a screen at once. Was silence truly them saying no to her? I looked around at the boys and saw the disobedience in their eyes, giving me my answer. I felt my heart flutter, especially when my eyes landed on James. He kept close to me, glaring daggers into Diana. I could feel that he was completely admitting to his choice to stay. Completely adamant. He was completely adamant to his choice to stay. Is that the real word? I can't pronounce words. My brain's also like melting out the side of my face. I don't know what, but I was incredibly happy to know he wanted to stay. Diana sighed and pressed her fingers to her temple, rubbing it gently.
Either all of you are playing a very convincing hard-to-get game, or you all must be out of your minds.
Diana then looked at me, locking her gaze with mine, as if to read me. I could tell she wanted me to do something, but the boys would stop her, so that stare was the only available action. After a small moment of silence, Diana licked her lips before breaking the gaze battle and smiling at the boys around me.
Very well. I guess I'll take my leave now.
Oh fuck, that's not right. I don't believe her. What? Her leave? Was she serious? There's no way she's serious. I don't believe that bullshit for a second. The boys around me straightened up and grew confused looks on their faces. As Diana stepped back away from all of us with a small bow, flaunting her cleavage. Thank you for that. She just goes into the floor again. No, I don't believe this shit. There is something going on. There is more to this game. There's always something else going on. There's always... I'm fucking paranoid. There's always something else going on. There's this... No. This is not correct. There's no fucking way. She's coming back. She has to come back. There's no fucking way that she just leaves without a fight. That's not Diana. I know my Diana. There's no fucking way that she's leaving without a fight. There's no fucking way. I don't believe it. There's more. There's more. Without another word, a deep purple pentagram appeared under her feet and Diana's body slowly sank into the floor as she had vanished into the floor. The pentagram vanished. Once again, at once the boys relaxed and slowly began to return to their spots at the table, each deep in thought.
She'll be back, but she won't kill us. She needs us alive.
Whatever. We'll just keep saying no. She can't force us to come back.
She can't do anything but annoy us. Eventually, she'll give up.
That's the hope, anyway.
Hopefully. James walked over to me and gently caressed my cheek, looking at me with a comforting smile.
There's no need to worry. I promise she won't hurt you.
Oh, yeah. I nodded, feeling that he was telling the truth, or at least a hopeful and comforting thought. James kissed my forehead, however, making me blush and forget what I was thinking about. A sound of collective chuckles and playful snickers whispered through the air, making me blush even more. But a sudden growl that erupted from the man above me made the laughter stop. I didn't see James's face, but I could tell that he was glaring at his brothers with his lips on my head. He and I pulled away from each other just as the sound of Naomi's car appeared. I quickly ate my food, waved to the boys, and left, confident that nothing was going to happen. Never, ever say that nothing will ever happen before the day is over. I avoided talking about the ride back home yesterday, saying that the ride was a one-time thing. I'll be riding with you guys from now on, to and from school. The girl seemed very... Wait. There's no fucking way. This is fucked by... This... Young male. There's no need to feel down. I said young male. Bay is mad. However, history wasn't exactly fun, but our teacher was great. At least he would have been great if he was in class that day. Naomi and Suzu took their seats around me, Suzu in front of me and Naomi beside me, before the class bell rang and the class was greeted by the dean. Oh fuck.
Students, you'll be having a substitute for class today. Everyone meet.
Oh no!
Miss Diana.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no! Oh fuck! Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This isn't good! Oh frick! Oh god, this is not good. But with that, I have to end this episode here because this recording is already an hour and 40 minutes long. This is like the worst kind of cliffhanger, and I know you guys, this sucks, but at the next episode will come. I'll try to get it, or I'll at least try to get it together and ready to upload as soon as I possibly can. Because this is just, I don't even want to stop playing. I'm not gonna stop playing. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more content from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I'll see y'all in the next video. But oh my god, that is fucking hilarious. It's so good. Good job.